Welcome back, guys, to TNV Talks.
It has been a while.
It has. So,
2 years?
No, it's been one. What have you been up to in this past year?
Not much.
Not much.
Not much at all. I'm very excited for today's topic.
I am too.
It's something that I have started doing this year. I started a couple years back, but I haven't really got into it until recently.
Ho! Let's back you up there, sir. So today's topic is going to be on Munzee. So the first question I'm going to start with is, what is Munzee?
Okay, so Munzee is a location-based game. It's a scavenger hunt where you find hidden QR codes throughout the world. There's several different types, and each of them vary in points. And you gather points, you rank up in the leaderboards, you can join clans, you can complete missions, and overall, it's just to get you outside and going on a scavenger hunt. You can do it almost anywhere. There's a lot.
So who or how did you find out about Munzee?
Obviously through geocaching. Geocaching is another location-based game. It's a scavenger hunt where you find physical containers hidden throughout the world. So I found out from that and from the geocaching blogger on YouTube about Munzee, and he's kind of got me back into it more.
Okay, so if I were to start with Munzee, like actually go download it and stuff, how would I know what a Munzee looks like? What does a Munzee look like?
So Munzee it always is a QR code. QR codes are used daily. You know, they're throughout the world, not just in the scavenger hunt. I mean, you know, they're little squares. They're digital little squares. So I mean, you scan them, they'll take you to a website, they'll take you to social media, and you could pretty much find them really anywhere throughout daily life. Whether you're going out to eat and there's an advertisement on the table, you know, that advertises something, you scan it with your QR scanner. But yeah, so that's what the Munzee is. It's a QR code, and normally it's symboled. It has like a little M on it or something on the sticker that is placed. And you can know what a Munzee is through the app. It'll show where the Munzees are on the map and everything like that.
So where would you typically find a Munzee?
You can find them in a lot of places. So one thing that I've always stuck to was that geocaching is more meant for the woods, while Munzee is not. You won't find many in the woods, and at least I haven't found any Munzees in the woods yet. There's ones that can hang from trees. I still haven't found any like that. But like geocaching is meant for the woods and not so much for the city. Well, I mean, while there are caches in the city, I feel like Munzee's better off in the city as well because, you know, they're on light posts, on the back of signs, and it just in the more city type areas, you know, it's easier, it's quicker to do. People won't really mess with the stickers, you know. So I mean, it's easier to do. So yeah, you would find them in places like that.
Okay, so if I started up the app and I found my first Munzee, yay. But how would I go about placing one? How would I deploy a Munzee?
So you can do it of two ways. Well, I mean, there's a few ways to do it. You can do it from your computer, but if you wanted to deploy a virtual Munzee, which is a Munzee, which I guess I should have probably explained a little bit more. There are virtual ones that can be placed and captured within 300 feet. So you're within 300 feet of it, and you can capture it. So if you were to place a virtual one after you purchase one from the Freeze Tag store, that's the website for it, where you can purchase the Munzees. After you do that, you can go to your profile and go to the undeployed section, and you can just enter the coordinates. You have a name in the notes, or you can open up the app and hold down the green pin button, and it'll come up with a little box that shows the virtual ones, and you can deploy them right there. Physical ones, how you would do that is you order the Munzees online or print them out from the website. So you can print them out on the website, but I would recommend printing them out on good quality paper and preferably with a sticky back, because you know you're gonna want to stick them on stuff unless you want to walk around with tape. But tape's not really the most effective method. I mean, I've learned that.
No, and I would think tape would stand out more than the sticker itself, depending on what tape you use.
Yeah, and you know, and the side, and you want and I've personally ordered the micro ones. It's a 50 count of micro, And they're very small. They're easy. They're weatherproof. You know, you just peel off the back and stick them. They're $5.50 for 50 count, which is not bad at all.
No, that's not bad. Okay, so what type of Munzees are there?
There's a lot of Munzees. There's so many types. I couldn't even begin to tell you. I mean, there's mythical creatures, which there is one mythical creature that when you virtually capture it, gives you 500 points. I don't know if you knew that, but that's a lot of points for one.
That is a lot.
500 points. There's virtual amethysts. There's different types of so just in virtuals, there's so many different types of virtuals. There's virtual amethyst. There's ones called hotels. There's one called motels. There's virtual resorts. And as far as physically, you know, there's the typical greenie. There's the sapphire. There's the diamond ones, and they all vary in points. So when you scan them, you get different points for them. That's just a select few off the top of my head of the different types.
Okay, so I'm going back to what you said in the beginning of like what is Munzee and stuff. So you said there's clans. Now, how do clans exactly work?
So clans, apparently this is my first month ever doing a clan war, and this is the first month it's been completely different than how it used to be. So I'm in a clan right now. We have 10 people. I joined a random clan, and so far so good. My clan has been very good to me. They've been nothing but helpful because I explained to them. I said, you know, I was just honest with them. I said that I am new to this, you know. So how did the clans work? So pretty much you're given there's I think 5 levels, and your clan decides which level they want to strive for. Do they want to have a level 2? You know, do they want to strive for a level 2 clan? And I believe the period for the wars, I want to say something around 28 days or something like that. It normally starts the 3rd of the month until the 1st of the next month, I believe. So you have a lot of time, and there's different levels, and in each level there's certain missions that you complete. I would say missions like deploy 100 greenies, you know, capture this many jewel Munzees, capture this many point of interest, have this long of a streak, you know, and as you complete them, you'll rank in a level. Yourself will rank in a level, so maybe level 1. Once you completed all the level 1 ranks, you'll be considered level 1. And when everyone in your clan becomes level 1, your whole clan is categorized as a level 1. So it's pretty much everyone needs to be on board, everyone needs to be participating, and everyone needs to be striving for a certain level. So once you get to that level, and after the end of the clan war, you will get rewards.
Okay. Now I do know that there are clan weapons. What do those weapons do?
So as far as I know, I don't really know. I know as one of the missions is to collect the weapons, and I know that as a reward you get the weapons.
Okay.
So I'm not entirely sure what they do, to be honest with you. I just think they're part of a mission, and it's just kind of nice to. And it's a cool idea. You think of clan wars, you think of weapons. So it's nice to be able to go grab some weapons.
Okay. What in your time of doing Munzee, what do you think the do's and don'ts are of actually doing Munzee?
So what do you mean by that?
So what do you think things you can do, and what are things you shouldn't do when it comes to Munzee? Like maybe it could be placing a Munzee in the wrong spot.
Right.
You know, like just what are the do's and don'ts?
Oh, well, I will say this. With Munzee, and one thing I enjoy about it is it's very fast paced. You know, you're not at a spot long searching. And again, it comes back to geocaching, and I'm not talking bad about geocaching because I've been doing it for years now, and I still enjoy it. You know, I was just at an event yesterday for it, and I did some Munzees along the way while doing that. But one thing I like is how fast it is. You know, you get to light posts and you're like, okay, it's just a sticker, so if you don't see it on there, that's it. You move along.
There, yeah.
So the do's and don'ts. I mean, I wouldn't be sneaky about hiding it because there's no difficulty rating on Munzee.
So you can't.
So I mean, you can.
So if you're sneaky with it and they can't find it, they might think it's just gone.
Yeah. So
versus with geocaching, you can have a difficulty level.
Yeah, right. So with geocaching, there's a difficulty level. If it's a difficulty 3, which is pretty hard, you know you're in for a challenge. You know that when you get there, you might not see it right away, and you actually have to search for it. You know what I mean? But then again, with Munzee, there's no difficulty rating, so you're automatically assuming that it's going to be easy. So if you go to one that's hidden hard, you know, you're going to think that if you don't see it right away, you know. So as far as the don'ts, I wouldn't I want the QR codes to be found. The whole point of it is to find the QR code.
So your don't would be
you don't
hide it too hard.
Yeah, don't hide it too difficult. This isn't geocaching, you know. And I'm not saying don't have fun with it, you know, and I'm not saying don't be creative with the hides, but I'm just saying that, you know, if you make them too difficult, then people that are going to that light post or whatever it is, if they don't see it right away, they're not going to, they're going to assume that it's not there.
Okay.
Which I guess is one negative thing about Munzee is the no difficulty rating.
Okay. So, what would you, if you could implement something into Munzee, what would it be?
I definitely think a better maintenance system. I mean, as of right now, it's kind of 3 votes to remove something. I don't know, and I just, there's nothing. I would say something to do with the community of it. I mean, there's only we looked at the statistics earlier. I mean, there's how many people are playing it? 300,000?
Yeah, it was like 384,000, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a low number. And I know they are making good money from it. And, what was the question again?
It was just, well, that was what would you want implemented into Munzee?
Yeah, so I guess it would have to be that. As of right now, off the top of my head, I would say rating system, but I mean at the same time, it's kind of like I like how Munzee is. It's fast paced, you know, it's quick. You can capture a lot of them within a few minutes, you know. So I wouldn't necessarily say a rating system, but yeah, I would think it would have to be a better maintenance system. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just cleaning up all the old ones, because there's a lot of them from 2013, and you know, here we are in 2018 now, and you know, it's disappointing when you get. But honestly, I will say, I mean, a lot of them are still there. There's a lot of them that, you know, you kind of think.
Which is amazing, and some of them look like they're in perfect condition.
Yeah, I mean, some of them look brand new.
All right, coming down to our final few questions here. How would you say Munzee compares to geocaching? You might have already kind of covered this in another question, but how would you personally say it compares?
I think the whole idea of location-based, obviously, that's the obvious. Is that, you know, it's location based. But I mean, there's things with Munzee that I enjoy and like, and there's things with geocaching that I enjoy and there's things with Munzee that I don't like, and things with geocaching I don't like. But you know, how do they compare? I mean, they're very similar. But with geocaching, it's a physical container. You know, you could be there for 20 minutes, you could be there for an hour, you could be there for 5 minutes. With Munzee, it's more fast-paced. I don't know, and again, back to what I was saying earlier, is that I feel like geocaching is meant more for the nature. It's more for the nature walk. It's more for the adventure, rather than Munzee just being, you know,
just quick
quick QR capture while you're out at the grocery store or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fast-paced. And I feel like geocaching is more about the adventure and getting you outside. I mean, not saying Munzee isn't, because, I mean, there's some in parks and some in parks that I've done. But, yeah, I mean, that's how I would say how they can compare.
Okay. And my final question would be, how do you feel about Munzee and its future?
I like Munzee. I would love to see a bigger community. I've noticed in our area in Baltimore, I see that there's a lot towards the city area. There's a lot more players down there, and especially we're in the Laurel area where we were yesterday. There was a lot of players, but I feel like up where we are, I don't know. I just feel like I just wish there was a bigger community, because I really think that would help out. And one thing, and this goes back to geocaching, is I've been doing geocaching for, you know, several years now. And then Munzee came along, and now it kind of made it all new to me again. It's something new that came to me, so now I'm into that more. You know, I'm into Munzee more. So what I think for the future is, I mean, I feel like they have so much they can do. I'm just hoping that they can get a bigger people. Like, I mean, a lot of it's the money. I mean, you know, they're selling so much stuff. I don't know. I just wish there was a way to get bigger audience. I don't want to see it go downhill, but
and I don't personally think it will go downhill. No. It's just they need to be going up instead of staying where they are at, because I know they could grow a fan base like geocaching, and I know that most people in geocaching probably do know about Munzee.
Yeah,
but all of them probably don't play it, of course. But really a lot of geocaches are at Munzee spots, so they go hand in hand.
Yeah, and I wish geocaching, and they're pretty bitter towards the whole coexist. But with geocache and Munzee coming together, I heard that they just don't want that. Munzee does, but geocaching doesn't. And I just feel like if they did do something like that,
that
like
game...
the Munzee would be set. And one last thing, and then I'll be done. Yesterday I had the opportunity to try out the beta for the next Munzee update, and a few comments on that. The user interface is new, so the physicals are square and the virtuals will be circle. And they kind of flattened out the map, if that makes sense. The user interface made it more modern. Like, a lot of logos become flat now. Like, Microsoft Edge. I mean, look at that. That's flat.
Yeah.
They flattened everything out, and it was very buggy. I don't know if I really like it, though. I don't know. It just seems so cluttered, and they just have a lot to work on. So maybe if they push out a new update, push out a fresh new app, that might help.
I would say it's nice. It's nice to see them though. Still working on their app and keeping it updated and all, versus just being a one and done thing where they get a one hit and then they're done. So, but it's nice to see that they care about their app. So, well, I think that's all the questions I have. I don't know if there's anything you want to add at all.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll have a question for you.
Okay.
I know you haven't really been crazy in the Munzee, and I know you haven't been playing as much as me or as long as I have. But the past few weeks that we have been doing, what do you think of it?
I enjoy it a lot. I just wish every time we went out, my phone wasn't dead, because we could really have a lot of adventures with it. But from what I've played, I really love it because I like being able to just walk up to it and find it. And when it's not there, it's a bummer, but
And it's like everything. It's alright, cut you off, but
no,
everything with geocaching that we wish we had with geocaching, we have with Munzee.
Yeah.
So we don't look as suspicious.
No, you just walk up to a pole, hold your phone up to it, and you're done.
Yeah, and you're done.
You're not there long. You're not just staying around one place for a long time and looking suspicious.
Yeah, it's fast. You're not staying in a place you don't overstay your welcome, like you would say.
No. Much. So, well, like I said, I think that's probably about it. Thanks for telling me about Munzee and more about than what I knew.
Did you learn anything from?
Oh, podcast? I did learn a few new things that I did not know, honestly. So it's always good to know more, like the clan, especially with the clans and stuff. I didn't realize what kind of missions they have and stuff. So it's kind of cool.
And I'll have to show you.
It pushes you to do more Munzee at that point.
Because I got a few things I still have to complete, and I'll show you the website when we're through here.
Yeah. But I enjoyed being back. I feel like it's been a long break, a very long break.
It's been a while, yeah.
We had to get ourselves together and try to figure out what we wanted to do, but I think we're gonna be back. We're gonna try to at least upload once a week, maybe once every other week, until we can get in the swing of things here. But definitely look out for more videos. Probably try to work on getting more different channel art, because the ones that's up there is old, and probably change thumbnails for our talks, because they're just the one I'm looking at right now on the computer is kind of just a picture of us. So I don't know, but it's nice to be back.
I hope you guys I don't know how many people plan on listening to this. It might not be a lot. I mean, it very well may not be a lot,
but that's where you start. You don't have a lot when you start, and then you start getting more and more, but it's down the road.
Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast,
and I hope you guys have a wonderful night, day, whatever time it is for you. And that's it.
Yeah, feel free to drop your suggestions below if you have any for our future podcast.
Make sure you guys like and share this. I know
the next one we're probably going to do is about an app.
Yes.
So that'll be pretty cool.
Look forward to that.
But alright, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
This has been T&V Talks.